Does technology have any responsibility to respect existing business models?
Technology has to find its own way, and it does not have to respect existing business models, because if it did, there would be no advancement. Every new technology, by definition, threatens the status quo of an existing business model. Technology is about change. It's the automobile threatening the horse and buggy. And if technology was only introduced on the basis of the existing business models, it would not be introduced.
I agree with Gary. Technology itself should not be expected to respect existing business models. However, the people who use technology, I think, have an obligation to respect the rights of intellectual property owners. There is no business model that I can think of where one invests several $1 million in making a movie and then gives it away for free. That just doesn't work, and I don't think it works for music either. Okay,
now, technology is not a license to steal, and it is not it doesn't sanitize theft. I mean, technology really does need to respect the law. It can challenge current business practices.
Technology is by definition about change, and it's always going to keep changing. And you could create business models to try to catch that change and capture it, and you have to experiment. And that's why I respect what the head of Disney is doing with making television programming available almost immediately in various sources. And the best way to fight piracy is to make things available in a variety of forms.
I agree with you that people ought to be able to use content in ways that they want to. And we're trying to do that. We're making great efforts to do that. The way to do that is through the use of innovative technology, and particularly DRM technology.
We are in a very, very significant transition right now. Technology is the basis of our future. We've gone from one window of revenue to multiple channels of revenue. All of them are hooked to the digital world and to technology. We do not have a performance right in the US. We have to be able to monetize product, and every time we try to monetize product, you want to make it available for free so people can buy devices.
But you realize that for downloading, the penalty is a felony, it's misdemeanor, as opposed to a misdemeanor for shoplifting. You could steal a CD and not have the penalty you have for downloading a song, which could devastate you financially. So the point is, the law is so totally distorted right now in favor of the copyright industry. Totally, I mean, to the point it's $250,000 per violation. And then you add that up for every potential violation with a company like XM, it's literally trillions of dollars. So the laws have gotten distorted. Mitch says we'll be very nice, we're not going to really sue, we think it's okay, but we know it's illegal. And my point is, change the laws and make it clear what's legal and what's not.
You're manufacturing a problem when it doesn't exist. The problem here isn't that we're too lenient when it comes to copyright, okay? The problem is that we don't respect copyright enough. We have an industry that globally has suffered, that's had an enormous impact on our ability to reinvest in new art. Kids grow up not understanding that music and movies are intellectual property. We have a job to teach, go back to the original word, to teach respect for creativity. And what you do is you teach disrespect for intellectual property. If we don't have respect for intellectual property, then it's going to be very difficult to monetize, and it's going to be very difficult to create more of it.
I obviously think we teach respect for intellectual property as well. We think that the law does not, and morality could be different, but when the law is so extreme and penalizes people so much, something is wrong and has to be changed. When manufacturers and service providers and website people are being sued left and right, not investing in new technology because they are not clear about what the law is, when consumers are afraid to do something for a school project because they're not clear what the law is and they've listened to the RIAA disinformation campaign, we have a problem.
There is a giant crevasse between the need of independent music to find a place of discovery on the internet and major label content, which has already bombarded consumers in every way possible. So how do you deal with the fact that we need more flexibility, and perhaps the majors who don't have the same content development discovery problem that we have need more control? How do you deal with that?
The RIAA members for a long time have viewed technology as a way of threatening the business model of CD pressing promotion, which they dominated. I think with the internet and technology, XM radio, other digital satellite radio services around the world, there's obviously new avenues now for getting independent content out that has nothing to do with existing labels. And in fact, increasingly now we're hearing about even major bands bypassing the RIAA, doing everything themselves. Technology allows the creation, it allows the distribution, it allows the promotion. So there's so many different ways, and if you're saying how do you do that in the context of policies where the RIAA is essentially trying to dominate the world market still, that is an issue. Because if consumers think they can't sample a band or do something like that, there's an issue there. But I think technology is, in a sense, helped the independents a lot more than it has the traditional. There's no question about that.
Technology is a great leveler, I think, for everybody. I mean, technology helps every content creator get their material into the public domain. You know, MySpace is terrific. We've gone from a world that was basically 1 or 2 channels to a multi-channel world, and that affords the ability for everybody to get their stuff out to the public. That is a good thing.
We are looking to technology to help us get our content out to consumers in the way they want it, when they want it, and at reasonable prices. Unfortunately, while Gary says technology can do all these things, he's also trying to enact laws that limit the use of technology to construct these new business models. So there's a disconnect as to where the Consumer Electronics Association is.
DRM serves enormously valuable purposes in terms of the marketplace. It allows subscription models, you know, the Zune model with 3 plays, 3 days. You take a license, and DRM makes that happen. So DRM serves a legitimate market purpose that is pro-consumer. That does not mean it is right for everything, and the property right holder can make that choice.
There's 2 visions of the world in a sense. One is that consumers should be able to do whatever they want, at least by piracy, which is not my vision. And the other is that there's a pay-per-use world, which is I think where Mitch and sometimes Fritz would like to go, is that every time you use or listen to or watch a product, you're paying additionally. And every right is incremental. Some economists think that's absolutely the perfect world where you're paying for everything. I think consumers will resist that.
The problem with DRM is that it's not good enough. And we are investing a lot of time and energy along with Gary's members to improve DRM. DRM itself is not bad. We can't give that up because it's the only tool we have.
Gary, I'll give you the final word.
I think we're in the beginning of a digital revolution, and it's important that we don't do things which could stop technology from finding its way. At the same time, we have to work together and recognize that commercial piracy is wrong. And by focusing on behavior of consumers in their homes, which is not wrong, we're, in a sense, making all consumers think that this debate and intellectual property is irrelevant. So I think that to the extent we can work together on focusing on the value of intellectual property in a commercial sense and how it should be controlled, it's much better. The fact that there's so many independents having new opportunities to sell product and get content out there and everyone has become a creator is a very, very good thing, and technology has allowed that.